Welcome, everybody. I am Jason Wright.
And I am your neighborhood sis, Ash T.
Distinguished gentleman, Jamie Wright.
And we are the Our Blank Slate podcast crew. All right, now welcome back to the show. With this being our first show, I wanted to explain what the podcast is all about and why we've chosen the name Our Blank Slate. We want to bring together entertainment, education, informative data, and uplifting segments to stimulate and inform our culture on topics that contribute to our mental, social, medical, and behavioral well-being. Every morning we wake up to a fresh start, a blank slate full of potential. Our podcast, Our Blank Slate, celebrates this daily opportunity for growth and positive change. On this show, I hope you're entertained, but also I hope you become inspired. Periodically we'll explore inspiring stories, we'll share practical tips, and discuss how to make the most out of each day's possibilities. I hope at the end of every show, you'll remember that your blank slate is a gift, a canvas for creating the life you envision. So join us every week as we learn to seize each day with enthusiasm, purpose, and joy. Let's make every day count on our blank slate. With that being said, let's jump right on into the show. I have my colleagues, Miss Ash T, Mr. Jamie Wright.
What it do? What it do?
And I am Jason Wright. All right. So we have a pretty racy show today. So we're actually going to try to go ahead and get started right now. So what we do on our blank slate, we have two topics. We have a social topic and we have a health and wellness topic. And our social topic today is we want to help some couples out. We want to help, it's a drum roll, please. we want to help some couples out today. And so over the weekend, I was watching, actually it was this pastor, and he was talking about, sex in marriage. And so, he got to talking about, what is the expectations, or what should those expectations be? So it got me to thinking, and so you know what, it provokes me to go ahead and put this subject on here today. So our topic today, first one on the social arena, is what should the expectation of sex be in a relationship, or marriage, couples, whatever, how many times a week and how many times a month? All right. And with that being said, I asked that question to you two, to Jamie or Ashley. What do you think the expectations should be of sex in a relationship?
Ladies first, or you gonna take
I
it?
mean, being a gentleman that I am, of course, Ash, go ahead. You can take it away. I always got an opinion. I'll put it on hold for you.
All
Please
right,
hold.
we'll get back to you in a second, brother. But let's just say I am married. I've been in a relationship been with my husband for 9 years. We've been married going on 3 years. But the expectation, we have come to an agreement that the expectation is at least 4 times a week, right?
Okay.
At least.
Right?
And that's not to say that we meet those expectations every week, because life happens. We got
At
3
all costs. Like
kids.
we talking the Nation of Islam. Trump want to send them. He want to send the National Guard protected. If you listen to God,
protect her at all costs.
I mean, but let me say, we're not perfect in that. We try to meet those goals, but we got 3 kids, so a lot of the times it's hard. He worked. I'm working with the kids. I'm doing real estate. I'm doing my thing. I homeschool. So sometimes it's just like we're both exhausted. We got that understanding. But we know Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday come around, we got some making up to do. And if we got maybe double up one day, and you know what I mean, we try to make it happen. So we put forth our best efforts to. We probably could do better, but we put forth our best efforts to try to meet that mark. But based off of what I've been reading and statistics and all of that, the quick Google search says that couples typically have sex 1 time a week. And this is couples in all ranges. And I kind of just summarized, brought the information together. But based off of what it is age, how long they've been together, they typically have sex 1 time a week. Now, to me, that just blew my mind.
I mean, once is wow. Once that's 4 times a month.
Yeah, they say that 80 times per year. In the 20s reported an average of 80 times per year, which is one time every 4 to 5 days. What you feel about that? What y'all think about that? That's in the 20s, and it gets less when you go up in age. 30s is less.
Whoa. 20-year-olds are saying
it's been reported. It's been a study that in your 20s, the national average of how many times a 20-year-old has sex in a week, per year is 80 times per year, which is equivalent to 4 to 5, one time every 4 to 5 days.
So is this COVID data or is
this is data that I literally just looked up today?
Oh, no, this was long distance relationships.
This must pre-red balloon pop.
It says only 38% of couples in a relationship have sex multiple times a week. Multiple meaning 2.
30%.
So here's why I think the data could be skewed. When it comes to couples having sex, one, you live in an environment in the U.S. where you have individuals who practice alternative lifestyles, right? So when you talk about couples actually being intimate, that could actually impact the data set. Or it could have been individuals who were a part of the data set who may not be a part of they may not be a couple or have a significant other that they've committed to long term. So that could skew the data. And secondarily, you have your different definitions of what you think sex may be, right? I won't, due to a binding agreement of me trying to maintain my corporate employment, I can't give you the definitions.
Use animals no, don't use animals. That is bad. I was going to say use animals as analogies, but let's not use animals as analogies. Let's use something else. Food.
You know what? I'm gonna let your creative energy go wild. Use your imagination. But there are certain times where, when my wife and I have an opportunity to leverage the marital benefit, there are times where we are extremely fatigued. It's been a long week, and we've tried to tap in so many places that we've tapped out, and there may not have been enough energy. But to regret having, what's the word I'm looking for? Negligence, right? In our marital duties. Sometimes it's late. We just throwing our bodies at each other. We're just looking for that potential release. I wouldn't categorize that as a session, in my opinion, right? So I think when you actually define lovemaking is that when you have like your whole mind and body invested in this particular activity.
We're not talking about lovemaking.
Lovemaking. I don't think every time has to be lovemaking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We talk about. I got 3 kids. Sex. I'm trying to. Thank you, ma'am. Let's get it done.
Okay. All right. Even if you throw that in there, I'm just saying anything that you do in life, if you don't do something more than 2 days, it's neglect. As a human being, you need water. If you go without water for 2 days, you will die. You can fast without food to a certain degree, but to a point to where you go for extended periods, you will die. If you are a parent, and being a part of your kid's life regards a daily commitment and involvement, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. If you do not, that is neglect, right? And I agree the same way when it comes to a union and a marriage. Something that is meant to be celebrated, something that is meant to be an exchange of love, something that's meant to be relaxing and enjoyable. If you do not do that for a period of 2 days or more, that's neglect. That's neglect. And honestly, I think whether it's the man or the female, if you are neglecting your significant other more than 2 days, if you have to travel, etc., those extenuating circumstances, charges should be brought up on you. That's neglect.
I'm gonna dive deeper into that, but I'll say this. I wanted to get y'all opinions first. Jamie nuts. Hey, but my thing is whatever, when we talk about expectations, it's whatever the person wants. All right. If you are you as the spouse, it's whatever your spouse wants. All right. So if your spouse wants it 4 times a week and you want it once a week, you have a problem. Because because you are depriving your mate.
Whoa.
So my thing is this.
Well, let me just say, from the woman's perspective, because I got 2 men that's in relationships that claim to be not no offense, be sexually charged as the claim, right? But in the same sense, while I understand that's my expectation as well, I want my husband to be all over me. We have come to an agreement that 4 times is what we want to strive to, and sometimes we meet it, sometimes we exceed it, sometimes we don't. But in the same sense, as a woman, there are things. I mean, for people in general, the 3 reasons why people don't have the same sex drive or the same agreement on sex is because libido is different for everybody.
Agreed.
Relationship, you're also dependent on how long you've been in your relationship. Time, that has something to do with it. And also health and stress. So let's just say you, Jason, you run this plant, you the big dog, you cool, you stressed, but you coming home with the bread, wifey's happy, family's happy. You might be stressed, but ultimately life is good. Sometimes for certain people, life be lifing, and sex is the last thing that people that's on somebody's mind, man or not, in my mind. Like if your priorities is getting. So I really think, I say all that to say, it has a lot to do with where you are in life. It has a lot to do with where you are in your health, your stress level, the time y'all been together, the libido. Like for me, just having a baby, I'm supposed to be dry. Like that's the theme of after pregnancy, because I'm breastfeeding, you're not as moisturized. You don't have as much libido. You don't have the want and or the desire. I'm in so many mommy groups that's like, I can't stand my husband. I want to leave my husband because all he wants to do is hunch on me and I can't. And for me, I'm like, all he got to do is be like, but I'm different. You know what I mean? We have different expectations. So I don't know. I need my lady friends and my wives and girlfriends to chime in. People that just had babies, comment what the expectation is, how y'all feeling, comment on this, because it's completely different for a man than it is for a woman.
How often should it be? It should be as much as one of them needs to be fulfilled. If one person wants it 5 times a week and the other wants it 5 times a month, the one that wants it 5 times a month must do something. All right? The husband needs to satisfy his wife's sexual needs, and the wife needs to satisfy her husband's sexual needs. Do not deprive. You should never deprive. I wrote these notes down. You should never deprive each other of sex unless you both have agreed to refrain from sexual intimacy for a limited number of time. All right, that's just not Jason speaking. That's Bible. That's biblical. That's 1 Corinthians 7 and 3 through 8. All right, so I'm just saying that's biblical as well. All right, but if you both say you will refrain for a limited time, then you set a date and you have to come together. That's biblical as well, so that temptation doesn't creep into each one of your minds. All right, but when you get married, your mindset should be, listen, Jamie talked about medicine or something earlier. When you get married, or when you're in a very committed relationship and y'all headed towards that, your mindset should be, I'm the only legitimate means for this person to satisfy a legitimate need. Check this. If you know you need water, Jamie just gave this little but if you know you need water, and I know I'm the only source that can quench your thirst, it's complicit for me to take the water bottle and put it where you can't reach it, and then get mad because you're looking at other water bottles. All right, and if the spouse cheats, let it because they are greedy, not because they are needy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. If you have a spouse or you have a partner that wants it and needs it, it's like medicine. And if that person does not give it to their spouse or their partner, if they give it to their partner, they're complicit if that partner goes and do anything else. All right? Because they know that person's needs. That's the whole thing.
Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jamie.
You two seem so passionate about this topic. I didn't want to intervene, and I love your perspectives and the different vantage points that you offer. Here's what I will say, sis. In this particular conversation, I believe I'm in the middle, right? I agree with a
I'll
lot of
take
things.
that.
I agree with a lot of things that Jason said. When you are in a marriage and you sign an agreement of exclusivity, your spouse makes an automatic agreement into inclusivity, right? And so when there are moments and times where there's a headache or there's fatigue or there's a tight, that's not a decision you get to make unilaterally, right? That is our decision that we make together because of the two,
Preach,
we shall become one
preach.
flesh, right? And just let me give you an example. In life, adulting is about doing all the things you don't want to do to enjoy the things that you want to do. There are times I've signed an exclusive agreement with my employer that I will show up on time. I will be there 8 through 5, and I will give you 40. I will do 60 hours of work within a 40-hour work week, and I expect for you to pay me bi-weekly. Whether I'm sick, whether I'm ill, whether I have to work from
You get
home,
time
whether
off when you want time
whether
off
I'm
and you
having,
have nothing to say.
whether I'm not feeling well, I have an obligation and I have a commitment to fulfill
That's
in this agreement
bullshit.
contract. Pause, hear me out.
Yeah, let me talk. He let you talk. He let me talk. Let him talk.
Actually, you will go to that job frustrated, angry, upset. You will feel disconnected, disengaged. You will feel a lack of belonging, and you will continue to show up day in and day out and be on time and be fully engaged. If you have that level of discipline, if you have that level of fortitude, that should be applicable to the person that you signed an exclusive agreement to spend your life with. There are times where you may have that headache. There are times where you may not feel well. But this man has agreed you are the source of the water and the only well that I choose to drink from. And these, I don't want to go to the lakes, the waters of Lake Minnetonka. I want to answer to my wife. Now, where me and my brother may differ, I don't agree that your lack of you being incomplicit gives me an excuse to find another source of the well to
Now,
drink.
hold. I said I can see how
You
people.
said you said you become
All right,
complicit. I want to make
you
sure
are
I
being
quote you
complicit.
correctly. You
You're
become
absolutely right.
complicit.
You are being complicit in that.
You are being complicit. And that statement, I will agree, but I'm with you, sis, when it comes to accountability, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to actually having a moral compass and choosing, right, to drink from this well. Here's where I will
Hold on,
leave you.
hold. I will interject right there. I was never,
I agree with you.
I was
Like I
never
said, I cleaned
agreeing
it
with
up.
cheating. All I was saying is,
Cleaned
you
it up.
when you hide or when you withhold, you open the door for temptation. That's all
That's
I.
real.
All right.
I
That's
agree
all
with you.
I'm saying.
I agree with you, big brother. You do. You do open that up. Now, what I will say, there are ways to meet the need in different ways, and there are alternatives, and there are ways you can do so. So to completely go on strike, sis, that's problematic. I will agree with my brother. You do have hands. You do. The dentist is giving you full approval to do whatever you need to do with that teeth in your oral hygiene.
The
Those are
teeth.
ways you can find. You can find ways to pleasure your significant other or your partner because that is a need for them. That is where I stand when it comes to the frequency or etc. I give a bit of leniency, right? It doesn't matter how often I like it. That's between my wife and I. But what I will say, I view that deed almost like a college project. I'm not going to monitor you as a professor. I'm not babysitting you. I'm not going to remind you of your duty in order to stay a student in this institution. I'm giving you a project and you've got a certain amount of time to get it done. And it's up to you to use your time efficiently and wisely and get it done. In the course of a week, my wife knows there's certain needs and there's certain things that give me the satisfaction, give me the joy and the pleasure that I see. You may be absent for 3 days and you go hard in the paint. On that fourth day, we may win by a field goal like the coach did last year. Hello, can I get an amen? But
No,
Amen. Amen.
no,
but
no.
if that's what you need, you know the assignment. How you get it completed is completely up to you as long as you do the assignment. That's my
Well, let
say.
me
Preach.
Yeah.
well,
Preach.
let me say this, because what you just did was a lot of my wife knows I. What you just did, Jason, wait,
I
let me
said partner,
let me
partner.
I, 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 I. What I'm saying, yeah, we about to Millie Rock on him. What I'm saying is that this is a lot of I, right? I said a whole lot of one-sided, right? What I'm saying is that there has to be a mutual agreement and a mutual understanding as to why it's not happening, as to what you're doing for her, as to what she's doing to you, for you, but you cannot negate. You cannot negate. No, y'all didn't say that. It was all I. Go back. We got instant replay. What you say, football? We got instant replay on this joint. What I'm saying is that when you take into account all of the things biologically that a woman goes through, and I get it. I understand. I understand that women and men have needs, but I also understand the internal aspect of it. And also, my husband is on some, and maybe I need to give kudos to him because he like, if it's not gonna please you, baby, I don't want it. I'm good. He on some, okay, I don't want you to just hunch on me just because. He not on no, just real quick so that I can get a release.
Only been married for 2 years. You only been married for 2 years. Hey, wait till year 10 gets there.
We've been together for 9 years. Listen, that time of marriage, it's the whole time we've been 9 years. We've been together for 9 years, and so we've had 3 babies. Let me just say, we've had 3 babies, and y'all know all 3 of my pregnancies have been high risk. And during all 3 of my pregnancies, he was okay because medically we couldn't. He's okay. I'm cool with us not having relations. We can't. We got to get our babies here. The most important thing is to get our babies here. And I used to be like, babe, I feel so bad. I'm sorry. I used to be crying. I don't want you to cheat. At some point, he's like, look, we got.
Tell us what you do, because you've given us a lot of qualitative data on a quantitative topic and combo. And earlier, I gave the intent. I said, when 2 become one flesh, you have an obligation to please one another, you and your partner. I wasn't exclusive to me. The only thing I can speak is my perspective and my vantage point. I cannot speak for my wife. She is my life. She is my partner, my helpmate, and has her own opinion and own perspective. I would never assume that I understand and I know everything that she's thinking and would want to represent her voice in a room that she doesn't occupy. So that's why when you hear me speak, I'm giving you the only voice and the only opinion and the mindset that only I truly own, and it's mine. I can't speak for her, but trust me, when it comes down to the bedroom or qualitative aspect, I am a pleaser. I wanted her to enjoy it. I want it to be satisfying to her. Like, that goes without saying. If you are in a marriage, apparently, hopefully your spouse loves to give more than they take, and there's an even ratio. And that sometimes may be skewed one way or the other, but in the end, it balances out. So what I have to stop you is, this was a quantitative conversation, and we didn't get to qualitative aspects. Me and my wife, we going through the ringer right now. We both just took up positions with the significant scope and remit while raising 2 kids who are involved in a multitude of extracurricular activities, academics and athletics, and we be tired. Right now, I should probably be doing something in contribution to this household, contributing to this podcast, because we're going through it. And we got an hour and 15-minute commute here and there. And so I get it. Me and her, we look out for one another. We sometimes she picks up the slack. Sometimes I pick up the slack. It's a balance.
See, but that's not what y'all was saying. Like when we first got on this, that's not what the energy that y'all were given was a male dominated.
Nobody. You took it that way. You took it that way. We both said you have to agree with this. You have to agree. Each couple has to agree to those expectations. And then what I did say was, now, when those expectations aren't being met, that's what we both started out with. It is agreed upon expectation between the man and the woman. All right, because we talking about long-term relationships as well as marriages. All right, so that's why I've been saying partner. All right, so we both said, you and your partner has to agree with this. What we were talking about is the exceptions. All right. When you renege off of those expectations.
I'm going to go look at another water bottle. I'm going to go drink from another cup.
Nobody said you was going to do that. What we said was you open the door for that. All
And
right,
so
and I
that's
mean,
what I'm
and,
saying. How is
and
that
you know what?
opening the door?
Since neither one of y'all want to go down that route, I will go down the route because there are a ton of people out there. You know what I'm saying? And since you know what I'm saying, this is mostly for our culture. There's a ton of our culture out there that is going through that in the whole. Let me be real specific because, hey, to be honest, y'all outnumbered. We outnumbered 7-1. It's 7 women to 1 man.
He is right, man.
No,
He
there
is
is
right.
not a man for every woman. So you want
He's
to
right.
deprive that. What I'm saying is you're opening the door. You're opening the door for temptation. When you do that, again, there's seven females to every 1 male.
You married one.
You open the door to temptation when you withhold. That's all I'm saying. And my own thing is
We
right.
gotta leave we're gonna let the audience unpack it. We want to know y'all thoughts. I think we gave you some amazing opinions and perspectives. We'd love to hear y'all thoughts. We'd love for y'all to have this conversation with y'all close circle and y'all dialogue. Talk over with your partner, with your lady, with your boyfriend, whoever. Have the discussion. I think we've given you food for thought. And we hope you scrape the plate. But due to time, we got to keep it moving.
We have to have a part 2 on this. And so we gotta go back. We gotta look back at the chat, see what the chat's saying, see what people think. I need my ladies to chime in and see what people think. I got both different perspectives on both sides. I got some things I agree with y'all on, but I gotta represent for my ladies and have it self-control.
I got a ton of notes. I'm with you.
And I got
part 2. We're gonna have a part 2 on this. You know what I'm saying? In a couple months, we'll do a part 2 on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, put down your perspectives, your comments about this topic in the comment section. Fellas, put down your comments in the section, and we will have a part 2 of this. Believe me, I got a lot more to talk about. We got a lot more to talk about on this subject, but due to time constraints, we want to keep this thing moving. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know this will be the first time that Mr. Jamie Wright would do the next segment of our show, which is the In My Feelings. All right. In My Feelings right now. We turn it over to Mr. Jamie Wright.
I mean, right on, big bro. Such a good topic, man. I love the energy and the spirit of the conversation and the dialogue, but that shit kind of put me in my feelings for a minute, man. And I want to just take a minute and pause. I know we've got a new individual that's occupying the Oval Office, man, and unemployment rates are sky high. And I feel for everybody. It's a tough time trying to get a gig, applying and getting a job. It's more people than there's enough jobs to go around. And I feel for you and I'm wishing the best. Anybody out there that's trying to make it, anybody putting in applications, putting in their time, I'm rooting for you. And I recognize the disparity in employment, but I'm not in my feelings about y'all today, even though y'all in my thoughts. I'm in my feelings about getting that job you didn't apply for. You know what I'm saying? That's what's pissing me off today. Like, to that point, man, ladies, I'm a good dude, right? I'm domesticated. I'll go to the grocery store and I'll help out, you know what I mean, and carry the load. But I'm pissed off that I'm going to the grocery store just to get a few little items and I walk out with a part-time job. I'm going to Kroger and I'm doing bagging, I'm scanning, I'm weighing my objects. I mean, no application, no background, no orientation. Welcome to Kroger, Jamie. Your shift starts today, right now. Okay, it pisses me off. I'm like, I'm just. And then you don't even get a name badge, you don't get a uniform, they don't give you an employee discount. Like this really, really irritates me. And so especially what really gets me is because I'm trying to be discreet. I'm trying to move things and the red light comes on and it's bothering you like you're not bagging fast enough. It's a lot of people looking at you like you're doing something wrong. Who signed up for this? Who idea was it to create a self-bagging scenario? You know what I mean? I just today. Late, getting here, barely made it to this call. I had to go home, I had to go to Kroger and pick up a rotisserie chicken, right? So I'm trying to get things moving. I picked up some fruit because I'm trying to keep this figure that I know y'all enjoying on the other side of the screen. And so as I'm getting the fruit, it's no barcodes and shit. So the lights busting and all these employees is coming around. I feel like I took my ankle bracelet off on probation. Everybody coming to me, asking me, I feel like I'm stealing. So it just was an uncomfortable experience for me, man. And I never signed up for this. I'm never asked to work here. I never asked to actually be an employee. I came here to pick something out. So that's what I'm in my feelings about. I'm salty. And then people who come into the checkout line with a whole grocery cart of groceries, What's your problem, B? Like, really, what's your problem, B? This is for people like me that's just trying to pick up a few things to get out. And for all my people that are actually cashiers, I'm tired of you looking at me with judgment. I don't work here. I ain't get training. Nobody taught me how to do this. I don't like licking my hands, open up this bag and put this in it. You know what I'm saying? Like that bothers me. Then don't even get me on the fruit. I literally spent 5 days. I spent 10 minutes, big bro, trying to like put in the code for the fruit. You got organic fruit, non-organic fruit, Dominican fruit, spot fruit, free trade fruit, no blood loss fruit. I mean, all these different types of fruit. By the time I got done, the fruit was bad. It's spoiled going through this line. And so all I'm saying is, man, who came up with this concept? I'm salty, bro. I work hard enough. I put in 60 hours a week. I'm a family man. I'm involved in my community. I'm a fraternity member. Coach my kids in the various sports. And every time I try to like be a good dude and show my wife, hey, I can lighten the load, I go out, clock in my part-time job with no benefits, no 401k, no time off. I'm in my feelings. So listen, I don't know if you feel the way I feel. I don't know if that bothers you with this whole concept. They come out where you check your own stuff out and you back up. But if that bothers you, man, let me know. And if you're looking for me, catch me in aisle 9 of program, because that's probably where I'll be. I work there now. So I don't like when the red lights come off and people staring and looking at me like I'm stealing. I'm getting nervous. She asked me, "They sir, those are apples?" I'm like, yes, ma'am. Those are my apples. You gotta see some ID. It makes me very uncomfortable going through this shit, this whole checkout lane. Kroger, Walmart, Target. If y'all listening, man, step your game up, B. Y'all like in e-commerce, y'all in retail. Y'all got enough money to hire employees, man, to make my experience convenient. I'm in my feelings. I'm not here for it, bro. I work hard enough. I'm Jamie Wright. That's my time for the day. If you with me, if you in your feelings, let me know. Put something in the comments, man. We need to change this because this ain't right. This ain't right.
All right, so we do have a second topic. You know, we always do a health and wellness topic on this show, and our health and wellness topic is, you know, a few weeks ago, Ash kind of told me and Jamie that there was this thing called. I mean, you know, it took us by surprise, and we literally was like, hey, you know what? Don't even tell us about it. We want authentic reactions to this. There is a thing called penis retraction. All right, so she told us, I don't know if I can tell the background of this, where she had some friends, you know what I'm saying, that they're in their 30s, that that had some long-term boyfriends that in their ladies and gentlemen, that's the thing, in their 30s, that their tool has been shrinking. All right.
No, wait. Let me clarify that. My friends were dating, and they're saying that they were saying the dating pool is very slim. On top of the fact that you have men with small tools, as you call it, and then it became a thing as, hey, did you know that there's a such thing of penis retraction?
So that is topic number 2. And so my thing is I'm like, man, there's probably some men, and then these guys was in their 30s, which, my mind is boggled. So we thought that this may be a subject that a lot of people out there may be interested in, wondering, hey, how to prevent it, how's it happening, and if there's anything if you are one of those that has your penis retracting, can you fix it? All right, can you reverse it? So we go ahead, and that is topic number 2, is the retraction of your penis. All right, so we're going to pass this over to Miss Ash T.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't make this up. I didn't get the information out of the sky. I am a holistic person. I like to say I'm a crunchy mom. I do a lot of following of people that are into holistic medicine, holistic alternatives, herbs, all kind of stuff, lifestyle stuff like that. So I was following this guy, Yaki Awaken. We are not paid to say his name. We don't get no promo, but I was following him, and he did a story, and it's probably on YouTube. Check it out. I'm just shouting him out, but it's on YouTube, and he did a story about prenatal retraction, specifically in our culture.
And it was specific to our culture.
specific to our culture.
Know that. Okay.
And so a lot of it is from what I understood, and then the research, he called it penile retraction. And so when I looked further into it, it's called penile atrophy, and then there's shrinkage. And so certain things, they're saying, I think shrinkage is if it retracts in, and then once it gets hard, it comes out. So there's certain ways that call it a turtle situation. But there's certain things that go into play for shrinkage or atrophy or retraction, and that has a lot to do with lifestyle. It has a lot to do with age. But the problem with what Yaki was saying is that it's our men that's of good age, but it has something to do with the lifestyle. Drinking, smoking, has something to do with what we're eating, what we're putting in our body, all the hormones, all of the pesticides. So this is just happening. It doesn't happen. You don't wake up and be like, oh shit, I lost 3 inches. You know what I mean? You don't wake up, but it happens over time. And then over time, you're like, damn, I thought my tool was a little bit longer and stronger than what it is now. And then because nobody's measuring. I mean, I guess at some point all men measure, but nobody's measuring consistently. And so over time you realize, damn, you drinking, you smoking, you putting all these bad foods in your body, and then you're losing, not only physically you're feeling bad, like it's your body's changing. And so I would just challenge.
But Ashley, you would think that would have happened, in your late 60s to 70s, so when you're an older gentleman, but
I mean, and that's a part of it too. Age is a part of it.
when we started talking, these are guys in their 30s.
Yeah.
Like, so please, I mean, like, when you say drinking, smoking, is this smoking cigarettes? Is this, what foods is it? What diet is it that would cause this? Because my thing is, one, I want to make sure I'm not eating that shit. You know what I'm saying? For two, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, like, when you said 30-year-olds, that mesmerized me. All right. So it's like, I am sure there's a lot of listeners out there that, that are, whether we're in your 30s or, Gen Z time, and hear this and like, what? How do I protect myself? How do I do it? And then those that already have seen the retraction, how do they reverse it?
So basically, from what I understand, I'm no specialist by all means. Go see a doctor. Go look up Yaki. Go look it up. Figure, you know what I mean? Get some real medical advice. But from what I've understood, the reason why it's happening is because it's a reduction of testosterone. That's one of the things. Again, weight gain, alcohol, medication. We are on a lot of medication these days. A lot of the problem, and this is why I'm more on a holistic side, because I want to get down to the root cause of it. But a lot of times when we go seek medical attention for the ones, and that could be another topic, because a lot of Black men don't seek medical attention. We'll talk about that later. But when you do seek it and you do have an ailment, they treat the symptoms. You don't treat the problem. So a lot of the times we're getting prescribed medication and we're taking, but we're not realizing that when you take a medication, it's universal to your body. It has an effect on your entire body, and not just that one portion of your body that's suffering. So, what Yaqub said, from what I can remember, what he said was one thing that you could do was stretching and pulling. I'm trying to think of the proper way to say it, but he was saying how men can stretch and pull, and not just with masturbation, but just, you know what I mean, just being intentional about retaining the length. And so I'm telling you, you gotta find it. Y'all gotta find it. Y'all gotta watch that. But we are in a time of drinking is crazy, new drugs is coming out, smoking weed is not smoking weed back when we was a kid. Weed has been so genetically modified 4 or 5 times over that going to the store and buying a CBD gummy Delta 9 is putting people in psychosis. So it's not the same. So we're doing too much, and we're not taking enough care of our bodies. So them let me hurry up and get a fast food run on my lunch, or let me hurry up and drink this oat milk, this cow's milk in abundance, and soy, people that are going vegan and that do soy-based products, you're putting estrogen into your body. Again, I'm no doctor, but this is stuff that you can all look up. So it's a reduction of testosterone. We're seeing, I'm not even going to go down that path. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I apologize for even being about to say it, but we got to be careful about what we're doing in our body now. In this time and day and age, our food has been manipulated and genetically modified so far beyond what it has ever been, that we really have to be mindful about what we're feeding into our bodies, because not only can you be small, get small, it causes other ailments. And we know that both of y'all don't want to have, based off of the conversation we had earlier, we know that both of y'all don't want to be out here with a
Nah, not one. You know, and that's the reason why, you know, so I had you bring that topic up. I just know, you know, that, you know, when you talk about, you know, 30-year-olds, you know, experiencing something like this, that is something that, you know, is I don't know what's the Gen Z word now. Everybody said diabolical. I mean, like that is
diabolical.
It is diabolical when you have 30-year-olds that are already experiencing this, you know, which you wouldn't see from someone that is probably more likely in their late 60s, early 70s, you know what I'm saying, experiencing this. But when you have 30-year-olds that now, you know, 40, you know, saying 30 to 40 years to their you know, their junior, you know, saying that are experiencing these issues, and that is especially, and then you said it's specific to our culture. That is alarming. You know, I said before you had said that, I never would have thought that. You know, of course, you know, as they talk about, you know, in our culture, you know, and you know how we are, you know, and I can only speak to, you know, saying myself, you know, and when you hear it, but when you hear something like that, it's like, man, I know there's somebody out there that's feeling weird about it. There's somebody's out there that is experiencing this, you know, and so if you are out there, as she said, I'm sure she'll say the doctor's name, the guy that's on YouTube or whatever, you know, do some research, because I do believe, you know, when she brought it up, when I just kind of chat GPT'd it, and there are some maneuvers to reverse it, you know, but you know, you probably should go out and, like she says, you know, seek medical help. But this is something, ladies and gentlemen, you know, that is affecting, as you stated, our culture. I never would have thought that it was specific to our culture, but if it's something that is specific to our culture, we need to make sure that we are going to see our doctors, we're going to see our medical professionals, and seek the guidance to get this reversed. So if you are out there experiencing it, you know, you don't have to put it in the chat, you know what I'm saying? But if you know someone, you know, so you can talk to them, and if they, you know what I'm saying, if they, why, you know, you can send this to them. So, you know, again, you know, Ash, make sure you put, you know, who the gentleman is again, and any other, you know, some reading education, educational information or data that they can go pick up. Because when I heard this, I'm like, there are some African American men out there that are in this situation that need this help and guidance and direction. So, hey, take this time. Don't let your pride get in front of you. Because you know, you'll be more embarrassed in front of her than you will be in front of the doctor. All right. So make sure you go and take that trip.
Oh, I will say, Jamie, you got some thoughts on this?
Man, I can't relate to this topic at all. But but to my brothers, but to my brothers that need a little bit of help. Listen, man, she's extending the olive branch, and I want you to know it's not just you. I want you to know that it is something that's plaguing our community. And if you notice that there is something awry and something off, not only definitely go seek medical attention and understand the root cause of what's creating that. And trust me, she'll thank you for it. So if you find yourself in this category, what do you have to lose? You have so much more to gain. So go back, man, get your size.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, right? You get checked out, get evaluated, man, and get back in the game. Get back in the game.
I will say that it just didn't stem from. I watch Yaki's videos a lot. I don't know him personally, but I watch him a lot.
What is his full name again? What is his name?
Yaki Awakened. I think it's YAHKI Awakened, and he's a bio. I want to say biophysicist, but that probably is not the right word. He studies the molecular science of the breakdown of the body, the cells, all of that. So I would say follow him. I'm he's not true and tried, and but I think he has some good information. He does have herbs and stuff like that. Again, I'm giving him all this love, and I don't even know bull. But anyway, I will say that outside of just it literally him mentioning it, I got a lot of girlfriends that are single. And when I tell you they are so disappointed, we are, like you said earlier, we already 7-1.
Right.
So when we find that one, them, not we, because I got mine and we good. But when women find that one that is, that has a lot of potential, and then they go to get down and do the nasty, and then it's like, well, I can't even fit it, but he's a good guy. I've heard that so many times that the sex is not good because I can't even feel it. I mean, I could name 4 people off the top of my head that I had this conversation with in the last month, and it was, I liked him, but his penis was so small. And I don't know that to be our community. And I can't believe,
You got
I
some
can't
homeboys that actually
believe, can you imagine? First of all, other communities, no offense to other communities, I've never dipped and dabbled, so I don't know what to the expectation is, but from what I understand that, we are a community of strong, long, schlong, okay? so, so I say that to say, if other communities are seeing this, oh, that's real bad. But we're seeing it and it's bad. And I just had this conversation not too long ago. Like, there is really this is an era of small dick men. I mean, there's no other way to put it, because I mean, not that I'm out there in the streets, but
You said that area?
This is
Oh, man.
the era.
Oh, era. Oh, got you.
The era, because I've heard so many women, single women say the same exact thing. So for me to hear it in my small circle that I have, but then also for him to justify it and agree, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Mommy brain.
My heart goes out to every one of those friends of yours. You know what I'm saying? I truly feel sorry for them. So hopefully their men are watching this, or their ex-men are watching this.
I ain't saying no names.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hopefully they're watching this and they go seek the help that is needed. And again, I want to hold on. I don't want to make this to be something funny. This is something that's actually affecting, what I'm saying, our culture, affecting men, and again, it's affecting young men.
Mm-hmm.
Please, again, as Jamie just said, and as I said, hey, don't be, you won't be embarrassed in front of the doctor. You'll be embarrassed in front of her, and you have nothing to lose but a lot to gain. All right, or whatever you lost, you can gain it back. If you go see, your doctor. All right, hopefully, what I'm saying, we can make that. Hopefully, you can make that happen. All right, but I am being serious, on this aspect of it, man. We do a health and wellness section on here to truly help, some people in our communities, some people in our culture, and this is actually a real issue affecting our community, and those that are affected by it, we're asking you to go get your help, go get the help you needed. Hey, and because again, you won to those 7, and somebody needs you to be long and strong. All right, so we need you to take care of your issues. All right. So with that being said, man, we're gonna end this segment. We are gonna bring back the part one on our social topic. How many times, or what the expectations of sex in a relationship should be. We'll probably bring that back, in about 4 to 6 weeks or something. But your comments will let us know, how soon we should bring that back. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any strong comments, if you have an opinion on the perceptions that were shared today, please, get in the comments. Tell us what's on your mind. Like, share this, and subscribe to this channel. All right. Before I end the show, I wanted to give Ash and Jamie a moment to send their shout outs if needed.
I think it's plain and simple. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Like, follow, subscribe, share. We'll see y'all soon. And if y'all have any topics that y'all would like me to research and discuss as far as health and wellness, that's my forte. Let me know. Put it in the chat. Send me a message, and I will dive in.
Yeah, fellas, Stella ain't the only one that can get her groove back. Tap in, man, if you need some additional help. You can find me on MySpace and Black Planet at The Real Jamie Wright. I'll look for you. Holla.
MySpace. Oh, yeah. Now
Next page.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We will put we will put everyone's socials underneath so that everyone can reach out. But we are at our Blank Slate Pod at gmail.com. We'll put that underneath there as well. If you have any emails, anything that you want to share with us that you don't want to put in the comments, you can reach out to us on at our Blank Slate Pod at gmail.com. All right. And so as we come to the close of today's episode, I'm reminded of a profound wisdom, Mahatma Gandhi's famous quote: live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. This quote beautifully encapsulates the essence of what our blank slate is all about. Every morning we wake up to a fresh start, a blank canvas awaiting our brushstrokes. How will we choose to paint our day? Living as if we were to die tomorrow doesn't mean being reckless or short-sighted. Instead, it's about seizing each moment with passion and purpose. It's about making those phone calls to loved ones, pursuing those dreams, those projects, or simply savoring the beauty of a sunset. When we embrace this mindset, we create rich, vivid memories that give our lives depth and meaning. But Gandhi's quote doesn't stop there. He also urges us to learn as if you were to live forever. This perspective reminds us that our growth and education are lifelong journeys. The knowledge we gain, the skills we develop, and the wisdom we accumulate are all ours to keep and share. They become the tools we use to shape our blank slate each and every day, allowing us to contribute more fully to our own lives and to the lives of those around us and to the lives of those that we love. As we face each day, let's challenge ourselves to blend these two powerful approaches. Embrace new beginnings. That's for one, with the zest of living their last day. Cultivate a growth mindset, always eager to learn. That is something we all need to do like we were children. Face challenges with the resilience of someone who knows their potential is limitless. Celebrate small victories as if they were monumental achievements, and create positive ripple effects in our communities, knowing that our actions today can echo into eternity. Remember, I'll always say at the end of our show, your blank slate is a gift. It's an opportunity to rewrite your story, to learn something new, to make a difference. Whether you're taking small steps or a giant leap, each mark you make matters. So as you're going about your day and as you're going about your week, I encourage you to ask yourself, if this were my last day, how would I live it? And if I have forever to learn, what would I want to know? Let these questions guide you as you fill your blank slate with purpose, passion, and endless possibilities. So until next time, this is Jason Wright from Our Blank Slate, encouraging you to keep learning, keep growing, and keep making every day count. You guys have a blessed week. We'll see you next Friday. Take care.